The manner in which energy is being consumed throughout the city is currently being studied by the University of Otago. Cle-Anne Gabriel has been tasked with assessing the efficiency of Dunedin's energy use, and she joins us to discuss this. Very good evening, Cle-Anne. This is fascinating, fascinating stuff.
Yes, it is.
How we consume energy.
Yes.
Why have you been tasked with this? What's your motivation?
Well, the thing is, back in March of this year, there was a conversation that occurred between members of the Chamber of Commerce, particularly the Energy Committee, and the Center for Sustainability at the University of Otago. And what they wanted to know was how can we get an assessment of the basic energy use, or to quantify basic energy use in Dunedin.
Okay, a survey of what we actually do.
Of what we're actually doing with energy, to quantify it.
And this hasn't been done before?
No, it hasn't been done in New Zealand before, that we know of.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, so you're breaking ground here.
Yes.
How are you doing this?
Well, the thing is, what we're looking at is how much energy is coming in. So I'm going around speaking to a number of the energy stakeholders in Dunedin to find out how much fuels are being supplied to Dunedin, how much electricity is supplied. And it's interesting because we're finding very innovative ways of getting that data.
And how are you getting that data in particular? Asking questions?
Yeah, just asking questions, so how many tons of wood do you normally supply to Dunedin in an average year? That kind of thing.
What sort of challenges, particularly? Like, Dunedin's a very friendly place. Questions are easily answered.
Yes.
Anything particularly challenging about this?
Well, this is a particularly commercially sensitive space because a lot of the companies and stakeholders of energy are quite, they hold that data quite close. So it's a challenge to sort of manage those sort of commercial interests as well as the interests of sustainability for Dunedin.
No one's shut the door on you, no one's refused?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
But no one major.
This is going to be exhaustive. How long do you think you're going to be spending on this?
It's not completely exhaustive. This is it's an energy baseline study, which is sort of meant to be this initial first stage towards what is called a larger urban metabolism study. That's where we sort of look at sort of the deep, hard data and get more detail. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you hope to understand at the end of this? What's the burning question?
Well, the burning question is how sustainably is Dunedin using its energy? And the way to know that is by quantifying how much is coming in, and then how much we're using and how quickly we're using it, which is also important. And that will give us a sort of a sense of the efficiency, and that's why it's called a metabolism study. If you compare to a human body and we talk about metabolism, how quickly we use the resources.
Is our infrastructure efficient enough for
Yes.
the volume of energy going in as to what's being utilised, to how it's distributed? Distribution is a big thing.
Yes, distribution is quite important.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you imagine the results of this will be utilised? Will we see a shifting in how we use energy because of what you're doing?
Well, I suppose the end goal is, in the long term, to have, there's the euphoria of thinking that we will have a completely sustainable system. But at the end of this particular project, I think what we're hoping to see is an understanding. Okay. What does the system look like in Dunedin?
Right.
And we have managed to quantify it, and then we can take the next steps from there. But it, again, is just that first step, just brings us that little bit closer.
I've got to wind this up, but I could talk with you for ages about
okay.
this. Is there anything unusual or alarming that you've observed so far about Dunedin's local energy consumption?
Nothing quite unusual. I mean, we have found that, in particular, about almost 70% of the fuels comes from oil. Right. But that's not particularly unusual given the state of the world globally in terms of using oil products for energy.
Cle-Anne Daniels, thank you so very much. It's fascinating talking with you. I wish you the very best with all of your studies.
Thank
and
you.
many open doors to you.
Oh, thanks very much. We need it.
Thank you.